We are honored once again to be joined by Dr. Joseph Nyre, president of Seton Hall University. The university is one of our higher ed partners. Good to see you, Dr. Nyre.
Steve, great to be with you. Happy Easter.
Absolutely. We're taping this after Easter going into May 2022. Let me ask you this. I want to jump right into the number one challenge you feel. Again, there are so many. You and I have had so many conversations about leadership connected to COVID, being the president of a university, et cetera, et cetera. Number one challenge / opportunity facing the higher ed community, particularly the folks at Seton Hall right now?
Well, I think the period of change has been greatly accelerated in higher ed, and I think that's a challenge and a wonderful opportunity. We in higher ed have been criticized over the decades of being slow to change, and the pandemic accelerated changes that were already underway and has really opened the door to new ways of thinking and to how nimble higher education can be. So I see that as both a challenge, but a wonderful opportunity.
The other issue that gets talked about a lot is affordability, and we've had not abstract, but theoretical, philosophical, and practical discussions about affordability. But I want to be really clear here. You and your wife, Kelly, have made a personal gift of $500,000 to the university. Being a first-generation college student matters a lot to you, to your wife, Kelly, who I believe is a former elementary school, public school teacher, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Those dollars go to students to give more opportunity. Is that not correct, Dr. Nyre?
Yeah, we made our gift, thank you, Steve, focused in two areas. One is to support scholarships for students. We know how much a small amount of money for each student can change their capacity to attend a school, college, or university. And we know what it's like to struggle firsthand to afford going to college. That was certainly my experience as a first-generation college student. And then the other part of our gift is going to support faculty research and instruction, which we think is central to the quality and health and well-being of the university.
You know, the other thing that's interesting is I was reading about this, Dr. Nyre, and you were at the University of Kansas, correct?
Correct.
Was Kelly as well?
Right. So I went to University of Wisconsin, Missouri, Kansas, and then school out in Boston. I met Kelly at the University of Kansas. That's correct.
And you recalled, quote, this is a press release that was put out by the university. You recalled working with Dr. Michael Roberts, University of Kansas, who founded the university's clinical and child psychology program. Why did that influence you so much, Joe?
He changed my life. He took me under his wing. He mentored me. He helped me reach further than I ever thought I could. And he brought those things within my grasp. And we worked together on research and new therapeutic modalities. And he opened doors and helped me realize there's so much more you can do, and here's how you can do it. And that interaction between a faculty member and a student, I think, is the marrow of what separates universities and their capacity to really change lives, change destinations. And we're in the transformation business at Seton Hall University. That's what we do.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but along those lines, the new men's basketball coach, Shaheen Holloway, a graduate of Seton Hall University, a former assistant coach. Those of us who are Seton Hall University basketball fans, we've seen him play, seen him coach, and it's exciting in a lot of levels. But he's a leader. He's a mentor. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, contributing a percentage of his own salary to support certain initiatives at Seton Hall University as well. Translation, or let me translate in this way, or ask in this way. What impact does someone like Shaheen Holloway coming back to Seton Hall have, not just on basketball, but on the spirit, the culture, and the university and its students?
He's the demonstration of a Seton Hall alum, again, that goes out, accomplishes great things, and comes back to give back to the university. And he's doing it in a very unique way, as you well noted.
What do you believe the real impact is from an academic point of view in terms of college sports and being successful in college sports? What is the real benefit to students who are not involved in athletics at that level?
So we see college as a transformational experience. There's a handful of decisions you make in life that change your destiny. Choosing a college is one of them. The vibrancy of the college experience, how you meet friends, how you feel passionate about what you do each day, is in part driven by extracurricular, out-of-classroom experiences. And when your basketball team or your athletic teams are competing on the national stage, or competing at the Prudential Center against a rival. It's a time when 20,000 people come together to celebrate being part of a community and being forward-leaning and thinking about this university on a national stage. So it's not abstract, it's concrete. This is where best friends are made for life. This is where you meet a professor that changes your destination, like Michael Roberts did for me. But I'm also excited about what our coaches do, and we'll use Shaheen Holloway as an example, to mentor students to succeed, certainly on the court, but they're succeeding in the classroom and in the community. We call it the 3 C's: classroom, court, and community. That sort of leadership is something we think also changes the lives of student athletes.
I often disclose certain relationships. I've been a visiting fellow at the Buccino Leadership Institute for several years now, and it's been an honor and a pleasure of mine to meet with those students, to teach and to learn from them. And Dr. Nyre has also joined us many times on our sister program, Lessons in Leadership. So to Dr. Joseph Nyre, President of Seton Hall University, one of our higher ed partners, and all the folks at Seton Hall, we wish you all the best. Thank you, Dr. Nyre. Appreciate it.
Steve, great to see you. Thank you for all you do.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm Steve Adubato. That's Dr. Nyre from Seton Hall. See you next time.
Think Tank with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Veolia, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare, PNC, Grow Up Great, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, the Russell Berry Foundation, Prudential Financial, and by NJ Best. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ, and by NJ.com.
Most people don't think about where their water comes from, but we do. Veolia, more than water, resourcing the world.